Now your homework for classwork 1 with functions. We'll first go through, and for the first couple, we're going to decide if it's a function or not. Again, you're going to solve for y. When you solve for y, if you have a plus or minus, you have to take the square root. That means you have 1x assigned to two different values of y, not a function. This one, function. 3 is a regular line, y equals mx plus b. That's a function. Number 4, you're going to have to take the square root, not a function. Number 5 is your absolute value with a transformation in it. At any point, you can take these y equals and put them in your calculator and see what they look like. If they pass a vertical line test, they're good. If you have trouble because it's a y squared and you have to put it in twice, then it's not going to be a function. Number 6 gives us a vertical line at the -7. So this does not pass a vertical line test. From here, we go into function notation. We're given a function, and we're given some notations to do here. So for function h, we're going to do h at 1.5. You find your t, they used a t, and you replace both t's that are here, you replace both t's with 1.5. This doesn't look very good. Replace the both t's, remember to square, and to do whatever else they have, and then you get your answer. Do this again using t plus 2, x plus 2 in place of t. You're not going to be able to come out with a number, but you will be able to use your variables and come out with an expression down here. So you square it. Again, when you square this, there's no shortcut. You have to FOIL this. FOIL, distribute. Don't forget to distribute the -2 to both terms. Collect your like terms. Number 9, same thing. Here's your x value. Q at 2 means take your 2 and plug it in for x and resolve this. When x is y plus 3, just take out your x and put in your y plus 3. Don't forget to square it. And collect your like terms and just leave it like that. That's all they're asking for you to do. In 10, they're giving you two functions. Function f, function g. You've got f of g of 4. Start with the g of 4, start to the right, resolve your g of 4, and then roll it, your 48, into your f function, just like we did here. Do the same thing for your g of f of 2. Start with the f of 2. Take that answer, 1, and put it into g. And here, we're looking for the equation. We start with the g of x, we put it into the x in the f of x, and resolve your equation. Here, we start with the f of x. We put that into the x in the g of x. Remember to take that x out and replace it with 2x minus 3. You then have to square 2x minus 3, and then you have to distribute the 3. And your final composition is what you get at the very end. The last part of this was finding your domains. And I'm going to keep throwing these at you. You look for your restrictions, and you take them out, or you work with your restricted domains. In number 11, we have a basic parabola. Put it in your calculator. Put it in your y equals, and take a look at it. Look at the table. There will be no errors by any x. So your domain is all real numbers. We have no restrictions. Number 12, notice you have a fraction. You look at your denominator. The only thing in a fraction is the denominator cannot be equal to 0. So we set this equal to 0, and we take it out of our allowable domain. What's left is my restricted domain. I can use any other thing but 0. In number 13, even though we have a radical, we have a cube root. A cube root says you can actually have a negative because if I take the cube root of negative 27, I can do negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 to get negative 27. So there were no restrictions on this one. Number 14, you have two denominators. Set them both equal to 0 and remove them from your domain. And the last one, you have a radical which normally says greater than or equal to 0, but since it's in the denominator, we can just do y minus 10 is greater than 0. At this point, we are actually building our allowable domain. So we would be allowed to use anything from 10 to infinity in this one.